A big hello from a very rainy London town and welcome back to my channel. This week we are back to our information videos and today we're going to be talking about how we chose the area that we live in. I think choosing an area is an absolutely crucial factor because it can really change your experience depending on what you're looking for in the suburb that you live in. For each individual case, the circumstances might be different and the factors that you are considering might also be different. So for us as a family of four, a couple with two young kids, there were certain things and certain aspects that we were looking at that we really wanted when we were looking at the area we wanted to live in. So one of the most important factors for us was proximity. With my husband working in the city central, it was important that we found an area that was easy for him to commute to. So London is divided into 6 zones, with zone 1 being city central and zone 6 being the outskirts of the city or the outlying areas of the city. So of course staying in zone 1 can be quite pricey as well as quite busy. So we wanted to look at different zones and just understand what the commutes would be like. And here's a little picture. So Putney falls into zone 2, which makes the commute a little bit easier to city central. While we did find rentals a little bit lower in the outlying zones, we did find that the commute was a bit more expensive. The second important factor was, of course, a family-friendly area, that there were enough things to do with the kids. You don't always want to be venturing out far away, especially when it's raining. The next important consideration was schooling. We have a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old, so this was a really important factor for us. Luckily, there is a grading system here called the Ofsted ratings, and that helped us to navigate this chapter. So I will be doing a complete video concentrating on the schooling system and how we applied, how we got in, and a little bit more detail on it. But essentially, we were looking at the ratings and looking at areas where we could actually find schools that we liked. Eventually, we found 2 schools that we really loved, and we started to look at rentals in and around the area so that we could have a very easy commute to the schools and also to assist in her getting places into the schools, because it does work on a catchment area and how far away you are actually from the schools. But I will talk about that entire process when we are discussing school applications and choosing a school. So we'll get to that in a future video. And then of course, you always know someone, you know someone who's lived here before, or you know someone who currently lives here. So we sort of explored our network and started to speak to people that have previously lived in the UK or people that are currently here, and just getting their experience and feedback on areas that they lived in, taking into consideration the factors that we had as our most important priority. And eventually, after a lot of research, after lots of street tours on YouTube and chatting to lots of people, we decided on the area that we were going to live in. So welcome to Putney! Putney is a district in southwest London in the borough of Wandsworth, and the area is identified as one of the 35 major centres in Greater London. Putney is far enough from the hustle and bustle of the city centre while still being well connected with tubes, overground trains and buses. It is nestled along the banks of the River Thames and feels much more like a lively market town than a suburb of London. Putney offers a mix of local stores as well as popular chains, and there are plenty of atmospheric pubs and eateries to explore in the area. Putney has been one of the United Kingdom's most important rowing centres since the second half of the 19th century. It is most well known for being the starting point for their annual Oxford and Cambridge University boat race. Young professionals and those looking to raise a family make up the majority of people in Putney, making the area a quiet and relatively safe place to live. Homes in Putney are a mix of apartments, family homes and Edwardian-style houses, mostly set along residential streets. This makes the area popular with young couples looking for a little more space and family-friendly activities. Okay, so now to share some of our favorite things about Putney. And even though we've only been here for just over a month and our opinions might be slightly biased, we still would like to share what we love about the district we now call home. Overall, we found public transport in London, even with the kids, pretty easy to navigate. And now we find ourselves conveniently located within walking distance of several bus stops and train stations. My favorite station of all has got to be East Putney Station. Can you guess why? It has a South African shop, and I can get my fix of Mexican chili and all my other South African favorites. Okay, now let's get to the important stuff, like shopping. I love that our apartment is just a 5-minute walk to the Putney High Street. The High Street is traditionally known as the main street of the town. It is the site for most shops, banks, eateries and other businesses. There are quite a few retailers to choose from, as well as a small shopping centre called Putney Exchange for daily shopping. We are also close enough to browse Upper and Lower Richmond Road, which also have a variety of shops and eateries. And then over the weekend, in the corner of the high street, there is a pop-up farmers market where I'm able to get a variety of fresh fruit and vegetables at a really affordable price. Now let's get to the family-friendly stuff. So apart from family-friendly eateries and indoor play areas close by, there are also a few parks to choose from. Just a 5-minute walk from our home is Wandsworth Park, which we visit daily. There is a lovely path to walk along the river and a play area for the girls as well. And even on the rainy days, Putney and just London in general still has this incredible charm. So we put on our raincoats and our wellies, carry our umbrellas, cover the pram and still go exploring. So if you are still considering the area that you're going to be living in when you move to the UK, I hope you found these tips helpful. And I hope you've enjoyed a little insight into the district that we now call home. If you are enjoying the videos, please do like, share and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Till next time.